So they have this tea convention, right? The Tea Party guys. And everybody's complaining that it's $500 some odd. They even have a little press conference to complain about it. And people say, well, you know, you're paying Sarah Palin $100,000. You know, it might cost a little less if you didn't pay her that much. And the people at the protest are like, oh, no. We have to pay Sarah Palin. She's a genius, and we all love her. Well, then shut up about your $555 or whatever dollars it is, or $595 or whatever. Hush up and just put it in Sarah Palin's pocket and walk out like the idiot you are. But Sarah Palin says, no, don't worry. I'm in this for the cause. So I will somehow get a lot of that money back and put it back into the cause. Really, Sarah? How? How are you planning to put it back in the cause? Well, you know, that's vague. We'll talk about it. I'll plow it back in the cause. No. Here's what she's going to use the money for. Plowing the snow out of the driveway of her mansion in Alaska. Okay. She ain't going to put that money back in the cause. If she can, she'll be like, you know what? Charity A, charity B, here's where 20,000 is going, 50,000 and 30,000. Here it is. No, she's pocketing the money. How stupid are you? So, but they pay this genius $100,000 to speak. By the way, there are 3 times as many people at the Netroots Convention, which is the Liberal Blogosphere Convention, as there were at this Tea Party Convention. And it's not like big stars don't come to the Netroots Convention. Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, you name it, Bill Clinton, everybody's been there. It gets a little coverage. Oh, but you libs, okay? Sarah Palin goes to speak to these guys, a third of the size of the Liberal Convention, and everyone's like, oh my God, it's Sarah Palin, it's the conservatives. And wall-to-wall coverage, wall-to-wall coverage. Now, it turns out there is a downside to that wall-to-wall coverage for Sarah Palin. Hey, Sarah, you're on TV. You schmuck, if you write something on your hand, we're going to see it. She wrote a cheat sheet, crib notes, for the Q&A session on her hand, like a 3rd grader. How stupid are you? You don't think we can read that? You don't think we can find it? What do you think we're in? I know that a lot of your supporters are cavemen, but the rest of us aren't. We got cameras. There she is, reading her hand. This is embarrassing. You know what's on her hand? The words are energy, tax, lift American spirits, and then it was budget cuts, but then the word budget was crossed out and it just became cuts. Okay, so let's think about this. You Sarah Palin supporters out there that you think she's a goddess and so brilliant and should be president. She needs to remind herself to lift American spirits? That she doesn't remember you should be lifting American spirits unless she writes it on her hand? How sad is this? How pathetic is this? Look at that! Oh my God, that's so embarrassing. Oh, that's so embarrassing. And in this speech, she complained that Obama was reading off a teleprompter. At least he's not reading off his hand like a 3rd grader. I'm supposed to answer about energy. Why did you write energy on your hand? What does that tell you? You don't remember to talk about energy? You know what it is? And this goes to how pathetic it is in other ways. Her speech is already written, right? So somebody writes her speech, and she delivers it, and she's an actress, so she can do that. That's why she did better at the convention when she was just giving a speech, and disastrous when she had to answer questions in a real interview. Now, in this case, she doesn't have it for the speech. That's already written. She has it for the Q&A. It is incredibly likely that they fed her the questions ahead of time, right? And they said, hey, Sarah, since you're a moron and we don't want to ambush you like Katie Couric, we're going to ask you about energy and tax, etc. And so when they ask her the pre-fed questions, she remembers, oh, right. This one's about energy, and let me go to my talking points on energy. She doesn't even care about the question. That's why she has the topic on there. She's like, oh, give your talking points on energy. Give your talking points on budget cuts. You understand? If that doesn't convince you that she's not up to the job, that she can't answer a question that she already knows is coming, that they already fed to her, without referring to her hand, well, then you're never going to be convinced of anything. There's nothing in the world that could convince you that Sarah Palin is the moron that she is. Because you can forgive anything. She can come out there and be like, nah, I was going to say she could come out there and not know any of the founding fathers. She already did that. I mean, when Glenn Beck asked her, so who's your favorite founding father? She's like, all of them. George Washington. Pathetic, man. Pathetic.